You welcome everyone. You're welcome to another wonderful video from me. So today we are going to be talking about how to prepare for your Microsoft exam and pass it at your first attempt. Yes, that's right, at your first attempt. Just so you know, this is my first Microsoft exam that I've ever attempted, like an actual exam that I attempted, and I was able to pass it. This is an intermediate level and is an associate certificate from Microsoft. So I'm a Microsoft certified Azure AI engineer associate. And this is the details of my credential from Azure. And these are the skills that were measured in it. So I'm just going to show you briefly some documents behind. Now, this document you're seeing here was not downloaded from any website. I got it directly from my exam center. I requested for it so that I can see my score. And all of this cannot be used. These bars you are looking at here can actually not be used to calculate how many questions I answer correctly, which has been stated right under it. That's because different questions carry different weight. Some questions will carry more weight than other questions. So just because I have like the shortest bar in implement knowledge mining and documenting, that does not mean that I scored the least question there. It might just be that probably one or two heavy weighted questions were missed there. So that's why I might actually score the highest here. In fact, it might just be one or two heavily weighted question there was missed. It's possible. And just because I have the longest bar here in implement natural language, that does not also mean that I scored the most questions in it. Although it just makes it more likely that I did, but doesn't mean I did. So this is my performance. So I had a score of 797 out of the passing score. So I had 97 points over the passing mark. I don't know what the total score is. Perhaps maybe 1000 or thereabouts. I'm not sure. Or maybe 900 or 800. I don't know what the total score is. Or 900 or thereabouts. So I had to just remove, yeah. So now what you can see is that it's showing Microsoft, but it's not showing the logo. So I had to remove some of my candidate ID and registration number. I wouldn't want that displayed publicly. So when you edit it, this is what it shows there. It makes it black and white and it removes the logo. This is how it's meant to be if it's not edited. The logo shows there, Microsoft shows clearly, and the very beautiful colored Microsoft logo also shows there. So I'm going to briefly explain to you how I was able to prepare for this. So I prepared for this exam within 12 days. Yes, I started my official preparation within 12 days. I used a combination of ChatGPT. I used Udemy course from Scott Duffy, who is a Microsoft Azure MVP. I'm also an MVP too, but I'm a .NET MVP. And I was basically, and I also use Microsoft Learn too. Definitely, I use Microsoft Learn also for my preparation. As you can see here, there are some things that you can actually use to prepare for your exam here. You can prepare by following the learning paths here that is recommended for you to follow, and you can also practice, do some practice assignments. Definitely took some practice assignments. Yeah, I would have showed you my previous practice assignment here, but for some reasons I've been unable to sign in. Yeah, I've tried different browsers, tried using a freshly created account, a freshly installed browser, but for some reasons I'm unable to sign in, even though I'm able to sign in on my mobile. So perhaps I'm going to show you on my mobile phone how it looks like when you sign into it. So you'll be able to see your previous assessment here. You can also do an experience demo, a sandbox demo. Although I will tell you that it's not exactly the same as the exam. Yeah, what you experience here is not exactly the same as what you exam. It's a different ball game. It doesn't look totally different, but it's not what you're going to see here exactly. And you can also check some of these prep videos, though I didn't really, honestly, I didn't really see much value in the prep video, but you can still check it. They might say one or two things that's just so short and not really. So they say I have 100 minutes. I honestly, I had 125 minutes for my exam. It wasn't 100, it was 125 minutes for my exam. And I did it at a physical exam center, Pearson View Center here in my city. I didn't want to have any problem with internet. I didn't want to have any problem with the light or anything. So I didn't want to take the risk. It doesn't cost you extra to take it at a physical center. So it's advisable to take it at a physical center. So these are the things that I accessed, and they all carry different weight. As you can see in my score, they are all carrying different weights. You can see implement NLP carries most mark, 30 to 35%, and that was why I scored the highest. Perhaps so is one of the contributing factor to me passing. Then 15 to 20%, this implement computer vision next, and then the other one too, plan and manage. And as you see, I'm actually scoring high in where it really counts. So it's very important to score high where it counts the most. 10 to 15% not really carrying so much in content moderation, and knowledge mining and generative doesn't really carry that much mark in those areas. So your NLP very important, computer vision very important, Azure AI solution very important, and the rest too. That doesn't mean you shouldn't know the rest. You have to know it very well. And I must say, there isn't so much information that is being provided about this exam online. I don't know why they are not really. Maybe so many. There are not much people that are taking it. People that are taking it are just deciding not to review it. There are no labs in this exam. People don't say that enough, but we need to say it. There are no labs in this particular exam. This is an Azure AI 102 exam. That's what it's called. There are no labs in it. Labs is when you log into your Azure portal with a provided email and password, and you are required to do some things on the lab, maybe upload some files, maybe deploy some models right on the Azure, on the portal. Yes, those are labs, but there's no such thing as lab in this exam. But you are going to have some task-based activity, like they will create a scenario for you during the exam, and then they'll ask you to pick the best solution for that scenario given the requirements. You have some list of requirements somewhere, and you'll be asked to actually, select the best solutions for it. Not the right solution, the best, because there could be several solutions for it, but they want you to go for the best solution for it. So here is what I was doing. I had just 12 days to prepare for it based on my schedule. This is the person that actually created it. Scott Duffy is a very, I would really recommend him for preparing for your Microsoft exam. If you just go through his page on Udemy and check if he's actually offering any of the exam that you're actually interested in taking. So here was what I used for my AI 102 exam, designing and implementing an Azure AI solution. And you should go through the overview, check the total hours that is required. You have 15.5 hours in total. That means that if you have 12 days, all you need to do is to divide 15.5 hours divided by 12 or divided by 11, so you can have a day to rest. 15.5 divided by 11, that means every day you must learn for 1.5 hours every day if you want to complete it in 11 days. So every day you have to designate a time for yourself to watch a video on Udemy. You can see these are the content, different section for the different exam. You can see these are some of the things that he actually explained. He explained everything in a way that you'll be able to understand it, that would help you in passing your exam. So 1.5 hours every day. And apart from that too, I'm also using Microsoft Learn. I'm also using the Microsoft Learn right on where the credential is. So for instance, now when you open this module, this is the course here. When you open this, right, you can do self-directed. If you want to search for a training provider, you can do that too, but it's a bit on the pricing end. It's not about $500. Sometimes they can charge as much as $1,000 or thereabout, or it really depends, but might be pricey. But I did self-directed learning myself. So you can see the syllabus would load here. So here you're going to see everything. Aha. So you start learning it. Or you would have seen, if I was logged in right now, you would have seen that I actually took the entire syllabus. Now, in this case, what you need to do is to count the number of module here. Count the total number of module. We have 6, we have 8, we have another 3 here, we have another 5 here, we have 9 here. In total, we have 31 modules in total. So you are going to divide that by 11. Remember, we have 11 days to prepare and 1 day to rest before the exam. So you have to be treating 3 modules every day if you want to complete these in 11 days. Yes, 3 modules every day. So when you open one learning part, so now you can see we have about 6 learning parts there. When you open one learning part, 6 learning parts dedicated to the 6 different aspects that is being measured in this exam. So when you open these learning parts now, you will be able to see the different modules. Has 6 modules in it. So yeah, you know that you are treating 3 modules every day. So this is one module, this is another module, this is another module. So these 3 is what I'm going to learn today at a specific time every day. We are more likely to follow our schedule when we set it on a specific time and you do not change the time you are always doing it. So your mind can be prepared to start taking this. So here's what I do. I open a particular module. I start from here. So this is the first module, right? In the first learning part here. So in this first module, this is where I'm going to start from, right? So I click on start here. So you can see we have an introduction in the first section of the module. Unit 1, the first unit of the module. So you have 9 units in this module. So once I'm here, what I do next is I open my documents. I open my documents and then I copy this. I copy this in my documents. I copy and I place it in my documents. That is exactly what I do. So when you open the next one, you do what? You copy this again and then you paste it in your document. Also, as a continuation, you paste it there. Once you're done reading this, you click on next. You do the same thing here. And then at the end of the day, you are going to have a long document here in your Microsoft doc. At the end of the day, you have it. So now let me now show you what is going to happen. Eventually, I'm coming, sorry. Eventually, you are going to have like a folder here, a AI 102 prep folder where all of the created documents will be. You can see that at the end of it, I'm naming it according to it. Part 1, module 1. That is learning part 1, module 1. This is it here. Let me open it here. So you can see what we have here. You can see what we have here, right? Aha, you can see everything that I've been able to copy is here. Everything that I've been copying is here, right? So the reason why we are doing it this way is so that I can attach it on ChatGPT. So ChatGPT will be able to pass the information that we are seeing here to generate questions for us. You can see. So these are the questions that have been generated for what? By ChatGPT that I'm going to use to answer these questions later on. That will be the next day. I'm going to be answering the questions the next day. Now, let me show you how I'm able to prompt ChatGPT. Now, this is an example of the document that I attached on ChatGPT. So look at what I have. I want you to go through the attached document and then generate 20 multiple choice questions, each having 4 options and 1 correct answer. Scramble the correct option in each question. Don't make option A correct too many times consecutively. Do not repeat the same right answer too many times consecutively. Make it unpredictable, and do not put the right answer immediately under each question. Instead, let all the right answer be at the very end of after the 20 last question. It's important for you to prompt ChatGPT this way. Otherwise, ChatGPT will making the same option the right answer. Option A will be the right answer for all of the questions, and it's going to be putting the right answer immediately under the question, which is not ideal for your preparation. So you have to specifically instruct ChatGPT this way. Otherwise, it's going to do it in a not so ideal way for you. So that is how I'm able to generate all my questions. And it doesn't have to be 20 questions. It depends on how long the module is. But at most, I don't give myself more than 35 questions or 40 at the very most if the module is really, really long. 35, 40 questions, because I'm going to answer 3 modules every day and I don't want to overwhelm myself with too much questions. So once you are done reading 3 modules, what do I do next? I go to my purchase course from Scott Duffy, and then I watch an hour and a half. Remember, 1.5 if you are preparing for 11 days. So you just calculate it. I watch the modules here. I mean, I watch the section. There are videos actually, but I don't want to play it yet since it's a paid course. You have to pay for it to have access to it. So you pay an hour and a half. So what do? You just look at it. You just look at how many minutes is there. Then you calculate it up to the point that you have an hour and a half. Probably you stop here, section 5. Once you calculate that, okay, this has reached an hour and a half, I know this is where I'm going to stop for the day. Then tomorrow, you do the same thing again. You watch 3 modules from here, from your Microsoft Learn, and then you come to Udemy to watch video to supplement it. So the next day, you will now answer just three documents, 1, 2, and then 3. Module 1, module 2, module 3. I answered 3 the next day. The reason why we are not answering questions immediately is because we want the knowledge to be a little bit established in our brain. So the next day, you would have had a little time to have forgotten some things. So this is what we call active learning. Give your brain a little while to acclimatize or accommodate the knowledge you've actually gained. So the next day, you ask yourself questions from the previous module and then you score yourself. So definitely you're going to have another sheet of paper somewhere to be answering the questions, and then you score yourself over 100. So anytime you score less than 75% or less than 80% based depending on you, what happens? You're going to push that to the next day. Take note of it. The next day you have to set another question for yourself to answer it until you score 75%. I made sure I scored 75%, at least 75% in all of these generated questions for me. So that is how I was able to prepare and pass my exam. And during my exam, you have to make sure that you are calm, you are not anxious, because anxiety can make you not to think properly during your exam. And if you are the kind of person that gets scared easily, you might want to use an anti-anxiety drug like probably propranolol. Yeah, you might want to use propranolol. Just 1 tablet is okay an hour before the exam. It's not exactly, and it's not exactly for anxiety, but it helps to reduce your heart rate. It also reduces your sweating. Basically, I think it's an anti-sympathetic drug or antiparasimpathetic. I can't remember what it is, but it helps you to reduce the symptoms of anxiety. That's what it does. Propranolol. You can just use it. Just a tablet is okay. An hour before your exam time or date. And also note that once you get to your exam hall, it's not a must that you must start at exactly when the exam was fixed for you. As long as it's the same day, that's fine. You might meet some people there or not, if you understand what I'm talking about. So it's not a must that you must do it the exact time that you set it, but it has to be that same day. So this is how I was able to prepare and pass for my exam. I hope you enjoyed it. Uh, do have a lovely day. And if you enjoyed my video, it will really help me if you can share this with other people that you know that are preparing for their exam. Bye.